So less than 1% of businesses hit $1 million a month. And at our agency, we've had 6% of our clients hit $1 million a month. Specifically, our e-commerce clients hit $1 million a month. That means we have a 6 times greater success rate than the average business owner of hitting $1 million a month. And I really want to go over our, what I would say, unbeatable Facebook ad scaling strategy, and not necessarily just a Facebook ad scaling strategy, but overall, how do we scale a client? And probably what I've seen just the greatest success with when it comes down to the unbeatable strategy for scaling an e-com store in 2025. So without further ado, let's dive into this. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I got a special one for y'all today. We're actually going to dive into my iPad. And when we're looking at scaling a business to $1 million a month, there's a couple key things that we have to look at. And one of them is, or I say a couple key things, the levers of control we need to look at within a business. First things first, you have is just what I would say like your CPA, then you have AOV, and then you have LTV. These are like our 3 key metrics within the side of a business we look at. Ideally, the goal here is to get the CPA as low as possible, AOV as high as possible, and LTV as high as possible. And that allows us to basically scale and crush it. But what we need to look at is what are those control levers that we have for all of those different metrics. So for me, the first things first you have is your creatives. That's gonna be the stuff that you put like on Facebook and stuff like that. Or let's actually just make this a little simple real quick. Let's just call this ads. Then you have landing pages. Then you have just like upsells. And then you have your other products. So that's how you're gonna get your LTV up. Upsells is how you're gonna get your AOV up. Landing pages is how you get, and ads is how you're going to get that CPA down by going at increasing the conversion rate and also getting more people to your website. So let's first look at the ads itself. A couple key things we like to look at from the ad side when we're scaling to that $1 million a month is we're looking at it from, connecting versus pushing in someone's face is what I like to call it. So I made a thing earlier on Twitter about this where I was like, the average person scaling with Facebook ads, that would be like, here's an iPhone. This iPhone is really cool. It has 168 gigabytes of memory. It can take 4K video. Whereas like the person that's scaling hard, they're calling out things like, hey, do you want shiny hair or long, shiny, full hair like a Disney princess? ? Then I have the thing just for you. They're focusing on connecting with the customer with what they want first, then going ahead and talking about the product features of how that helps them achieve that. And that's where like a lot of people don't understand is that with an ad, you're calling out what they want. And then from there, once you got their attention, you're showing them how your product can help them get that. And that's the whole goal of an ad. And then from there, that's where you go and send them to landing page where they can learn more. So the next side for the ad side, obviously we want to focus on the connecting side and everything. The next aspect with the ads is consistency of new content. 95% of our ads, all fresh content. Too many people try to reuse the same content over and over and over and over inside of their ad accounts. And I mean, look, let's just be very clear here. Like even my YouTube channel, if I make the same topic too many times, you're all in the comments complaining, oh, there's nothing new here, Nick. Everything's boring and repetitive, blah, 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 blah. Like I already know there's people complaining about this shit on this video. But it's like, that's part of the challenge when you're creating creatives and stuff is you always want to be using new stuff, whether it's new locations, new creators, new angles, new desires, new things like that, which help you put fresh breath of fresh life inside of the account itself. I see a lot of people try to cheat by of just keep using the same video over and over and over and over with the same hook. And then it just gets boring really quick and they never can beat that original one. And which your goal here is not to keep doing the same thing, but finding other fresh ways to, talk about that product and to connect with different types of people in that account itself. So that's a big one. And you'll have different personas, you have different desires, and then you have different awareness levels. If you don't know what awareness levels is, that's what I talk a lot about, which is market awareness and stuff like that on this channel. And those are all key things that we do in the ad side. And another thing I would say for ads, short and sweet. Ads shouldn't feel like a 5-10 minute long VSL, but there is a place for a 5 to 10 minute long VSL. And that's where we're going to get into next, which is landing pages. This is the next large factor for scaling to that $1 million a month. And also one more thing for the ad side, weekly testing. Like our clients that are pushing $1 million plus a month, like we're testing 30 to 40 new creatives a week at $1 million a month. So let's just put that in mind right there. 30 to 40 new creatives a week with 95% of all of our ads being fresh content. That's going to be a lot different than likely what you're probably already doing right now inside of your account. Now, next thing is landing pages. And landing pages, you have VSLs, you have advertorials, listicles, sales page, and then you have a product page. I think they call it PDP. Now, to be fair here, it really just comes down and depends on what level of market awareness you're going after. If we're running like a sales event, for example, saying, hey, 30% off iPhones today, then like I'm gonna send people to a product page. If we're going after a super unaware market, then we'll probably do an advertorial, maybe even a VSL right there. If we're going after more of a problem-aware, solution-aware market, then we'll go after listicles and sales pages, for example. So it really just depends on the market stage right there. Let's just give you an example real quick. With one of our clients, we just launched a new landing page test yesterday, and our CVR went from, I think it was like roughly about 3.5%, and it moved all the way up to, it was like 6% that we had so far. Again, we're only 24 hours in, but just to show you an example right there, we're converting more traffic with less work. All we did was tweak the landing page. Now, let me be very clear here. We're not sitting down and just doing like A/B testing where we're using like an A/B testing software. Like the landing page is what starts off the whole funnel. It builds out the creatives. So we build out the landing page, then we build out the creatives to go with that landing page. And I have videos on my channel already, how to do advertorials that scale e-com stores, how to do VSLs that scale e-com stores, how to do listicles that scale e-com stores. I have all of this documented already for you, and I show you how we launch it, how we test it, and build that full funnel right there. But the key thing with landing pages is a lot of people, they treat it where it's like they test one landing page and it doesn't work for them and they just never do it again. For us, you definitely want to be treating landing pages like creative testing. So like start off with an easy goal of one a week. One landing page and a new set of creatives to go with that landing page a week. And trust me, that will significantly increase your conversion rate and your chances of finding a new winning funnel that scales the business a lot faster. Now, next thing we'll start looking at is upsells. So like I said, if we can get cheaper traffic to convert more, how do we convert more? Because of this. How do we get cheaper traffic? Because of this. Now, what we want to do is how do we take this and get them to spend more money, right? This was actually interesting because one of my inner circle students that I helped scale to $1 million a month, this particular inner circle student, and again, this video is around my agency clients, and we've scaled 5-6 agency clients now to $1 million a month. Well, outside of my agency, I have my inner circle, and one of my inner circle students came to me and said, he had $1 million a month, and a lot of it was due to like the creatives and everything that helped guide this particular person and help them get there. But one thing that he actually brought to the table that was unique that I wasn't really focused on was AOV. And this particular student would challenge himself every month to double AOV. And what this allowed him to do was it allowed him to spend a lot more money on acquisition because, let's just say, for example, you have a $30 CPA and like you're doing everything you can. You're testing landing pages, you're testing creatives, and like you just can't break that $30 CPA and you have a $60 AOV. Well, guess what? That's a 2x ROAS. Now, what happens if you have a $30 CPA and you have a $90 AOV. Well, guess what? Now all of a sudden you have a 3x ROAS, and the only difference here, literally the only thing you did here was improve the AOV. So when we're looking at the AOV side, this now gives us more margin that we can pump into ads, which is going to get us, just allow us to scale a lot faster. So from here, what we can look at now is how do we increase AOV? What do we do? So for me, a couple different things. One, you can just literally price increase. Literally just take your product and every day increase it by $1 until you get to the point where like, okay, now like your CPA is really rising. I've seen this work really well. Some products we tried at low price points, and some products we tried at a significantly higher price point, and the significantly higher price point actually converted much better. So test the $1 a day increase, and then you can also try significant increases. So like maybe you're selling your product at $50, try it at $97, try it at $149. Maybe if you're selling it at $50 right now, also try it at $30. Also try a lower price right there. Maybe you're priced too high right now and you actually need to lower the price. But I know something that I've gotten told by one of my early mentors, which is price high, then justify. So for example, if you're selling a product right now, there was this guy selling a like alcohol thing where it was like helping people get off alcohol. And this particular person right here, he started off selling it like maybe $50, $100 for this course, teaching people how to get off alcohol. And at first he was struggling at $50 to $100. Then he refined his persona and went after entrepreneurs and going after and teaching entrepreneurs how to get off alcohol, and then priced the course at $5,000 to $6,000. And guess what? His business exploded because now instead of just saying here's how to get off alcohol, it's here's how you can make an additional 10 to 20K a month by just simply removing this one thing in your daily habit, or was one daily habit from your life. Then it was going into how alcohol was costing you money. Here's how much more money you can make by getting off alcohol. And here's the course. It's only $5,000 to $6,000 after he pre-frames you with making 10 to 20K extra a month by getting off of it. So that's a great example right there of price high, then justify. So AOV can simply just be adding in some upsells, some price increase, or just changing the persona and going after a more luxurious persona with your ecom brand right there and justifying why you're charging that much. I know for me, I think it was just recently when I went to Miami, I bought a bottle. No, I didn't buy a bottle. I just got a shot of that Louis, I think it's the 13th or something like that. It's like 10 grand a bottle of this whiskey right there. And then it was like $500 a shot. And, I like to sip it neat, for example. Those who watch the channel know I like a good whiskey here and there. And I wanted to treat myself. We had a really good week that week in the agency and stuff, and I wanted to treat myself. So I figured, hey, why not? And I asked them, like, just why is it so expensive? And they said, well, there's only a handful of these bottles a year that are, sold. And that's why it's so expensive for this bottle. And it's 100-year-old whiskey. Now, that was part of it from the logical side of what made me jump and buy it. The other aspect to it was just me seeing it in so many different restaurants before buying it. So I've seen it so many times before to understand that there's something prestigious about this because I've only seen it in the nicest restaurants. And then I discovered there's only a handful of them a year that's made. And then, hey, it's regular $900 at other places. In our particular place, we're serving it for $500 a shot basically for it. So there was a couple different motivators there that helped me right there with making that buying decision at that particular restaurant. So for you, for my agency itself, I only work with a handful of clients as well. I charge significantly more than all agencies on the market, but I only work with a handful of clients. So we're booked 99% of the year with all clients. Like I don't have any room for clients. So when I do have a free spot, it's very easy for me to charge what I charge. So, working with higher ticket products, this also can help too by leveraging some scarcity, leveraging some, hey, there's so much work that goes into making this product. And that's why there's only a handful available per year. Applying these things can also help you out too with justifying those higher prices for the product. Now, to look at other things within an AOV perspective, let's also look at from an upsell perspective. So the next thing is, okay, price increase. Next thing is upsells. So upsells can be a couple different things. There's the frequently, good Lord, it's a horrible F. Frequently bought together. And this one works really well. We'll see this on like Amazon, for example. You can go look up a lot of products and they'll be like frequently bought together and be like 3 different products. That works really well. Bundle deals also work really good. Bylt, BYLT, does phenomenal with their bundle deals. They literally have a whole dedicated page called bundles, especially for clothing. Buy 2, get 1 free, buy 3, get 1 free. We like to leverage this on brands that have like simple shirts like this, for example. It's just a simple shirt. I can buy 4 or 5 of these white shirts because I could wear them throughout the week. It's not like a design shirt with a big graphic design on it. So same thing here when it comes down to bundles and stuff. You can get some bundles put together, push this. That also helps out with AOV. And then the next thing, you get your bundles, frequently bought together, price increase. Next thing is your upsells. And this can be like when I go and buy an iPhone, for example, they try to sell me on a screen protector. They try to sell me on a phone case. They try to sell me on a pair of AirPods. All of this are things that I didn't have a problem until I bought my iPhone. So what I like to look at is what problems are created by the fact that I bought this product. And then I like to understand those problems and then go create products for those problems. And those all can be upsells within like the cart. There's also, I think, UFC cross-sell and upsell, and there's also Zipify. Another like phenomenal like kind of cross-selling or upselling post-purchase app right there that works really well for upsells. And I know where a lot of people are saying are like, well, Nick, I only have 1 product on my store. How do I do this? And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. I'm talking about shit that helps you hit to $1 million a month. The people that hit $1 million a month, they don't make bullshit excuses like that. Like all of our clients that hit $1 million a month, they're constantly testing additional products on their website that their existing customers can buy. And that's why we're going next into LTV. And this is like the make or break. If I see a brand hitting $1 million a month and maintain it. There's some brands we can help hit $1 million a month and they won't maintain it at all. And then there's some brands that'll hit $1 million a month and maintain it. And I always wondered why. And the biggest thing was this right here. Can they maintain a good LTV or not? And, you know, for example, there's this particular clothing brand that I'm very well known for helping out. I'm not going to mention their name due to their privacy, but for the most part, a lot of you guys already know that particular clothing brand. And 60% of the daily revenue was new customers. That means if we did 100K in a day, $60,000 was new customers. The other 40% was returning. That means it was customers that already bought from us and they were coming back and buying more. Now, what this allowed us to do was, you know, if we did 60%, and let's just say we're doing like 100K a day, 100K a day. Well, that means 60,000 is coming from new. Now, we were running this at break even, only breaking even on the 60,000. That means $60,000, we'd probably spend around like $40,000 on ads. We had like a 1.5x ROAS. But that was okay because we were doing all profit on the $40,000 of returning. And if you look at it with like a 70% margin on that, that means 70%, it's probably going to be somewhere around like $12,000 in COGS here. So that would still put us at $28,000 in profit per day. And we were able to break even on the $60,000 and make all the profit on the $40,000. So that way we can keep acquiring new customers and growing the business from a new customer acquisition perspective, and then making all the profit on the returning customers that were coming buying. So this would allow us to do, you know, roughly $3 million a month. And then on top of that, make $28K a day in profit from returning customers. And guess what? All those new customers were coming back and buying more. Those were returning customers. And this is, like I said, this is the serious big difference I noticed between someone that hits $1 million a month once versus someone that hits $1 million a month and maintains $1 million a month, especially for e-commerce specifically. So when I look at all of these key things, it's like, well, hey, Nick, which one do you need to focus on? And it's all. All of these key things are things that you need to focus on a day-to-day basis. It's the e-commerce scaling strategy that's what I would say, like I said, is unbeatable, because every client that we've scaled to $1 million plus a month with it's used this exact strategy right here. And I'm a big believer in trends. And when I notice a trend start to happen, then I want to make sure I embrace that trend and build my business around that trend right there. And again, every brand we've scaled, this is exactly what they did. So if you're not doing these things, then I would recommend doing it to increase your chances of hitting that $1 million a month goal. So thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As I've mentioned, we've had 6% of our clients hit $1 million plus a month, from running their ads, specifically e-commerce accounts. So if you want to increase your chances and not be a part of the 1%, because again, less than 1% of people hit $1 million a month with their business. If you want to be have a 6-time greater chance of hitting $1 million a month, then click the link below to have Nick Theriot run your ads. Or hop on a call, go through your account and everything. And, again, so we're not cheap as an agency. We're probably one of the most expensive agencies, at least in the top 10% of most expensive agencies in the marketplace. So, but we'll hop on a call, go through, see what we can do and help you out, and then, work together or not. And then if you don't want to work with me and you want to do everything yourself, but you want access to all my information and you want to hop on a one-on-one calls with me to go over your business and directly work together in the one-on-one setting, then click the link below to have Nick Theriot mentor you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out.